Welcome to the One Harvest Podcast. Ian, Kyle, myself are your hosts.
Yes, sir.
Today we got on the sound, Sam in the back. Our special guest today is 30 years experience in cannabis. He was born into the Grateful Dead family. In 2023, he was the host of the Emerald Cup Awards, Hippie Hill, Cannifest, and the Roast and Toast. He also is the 4-time Emerald Cup judge. In 2024, this year, he was the host of the Ridge Sesh Cure Cup. He's also the director of sales for Skypack Farms and Panoramic Gardens.
Correct.
My guy, Elrock. Thank you so much for being here.
Elrock, you've been busy, man.
Hey, thank you.
What's up?
This guy.
Thank you, fellas. I appreciate the intro, and thanks for having me on, man.
Thanks for sending that to me because I definitely had to read it. Let's get into your relationship with cannabis and how you got started. And
Sure.
Yeah.
I have a saying, I was born in, not sworn in. Born into the Grateful Dead family. My mom worked at the ticket office for 35 years. Also, my pops is Dan Healy, helped to build and invent the Wall of Sound. Also, worked with the Dead for 35, 40 years. I was just born into it. It's just a way of life for me. Coming up, I actually rebelled against it. I didn't want anything to do with that hippie shit that my parents did. But then as you get older, you start to realize that it's actually a privilege and an honor to be born into that to have this counterculture as your main culture and way of life. So there was actually nothing counter about it. It's my family. It's what we do. And cannabis has always been the family business.
Respect.
And my mom taught me how to grow. When I was about 10 years old, 11 years old, full sun, organic, homegrown hippie shit, bro. That's what we do. That living soil.
Good, man.
All that real back guano, the chicken shit, coffee grounds, eggshells, fish heads, yes, all that good shit.
Gotta let the plant eat. That's right. How'd your dad come into play? I know we were talking off mic a little bit.
So my real father died when I was about 8 or 9 years old. He was a hustler from Detroit, and he, according to the legend and myth that has it, brought the front out to the West Coast. People out here didn't really front work. You had to buy it, COD, right? And he was one of those originators that came and would drop it off and come back a couple weeks later for your money, and you better have it or we're going to have issues kind of dude. He lived fast and he died hard, an amazing man. And after he passed, my sister's father, Ambrosia Healy, Dan Healy, took over as my father and raised me, taught me the ways of the world, how to drive and be a man, and all that stuff. But I was also afforded the opportunity through my mom and him to grow up backstage at the Grateful Dead concert.
That was an experience.
It was. Right? It was wild. We got a lot of stories. We had to save that for a whole nother podcast, backstage episode. But, you get to mingle with the band and the families of the band. So we all grow up together.
All the different personalities, man. I'm sure.
Lots of different personalities. Lots of guests, too, like Carlos Santana's kids or the Marley family or whoever we're on tour with, the Neville brothers, or you build these bonds through music and through counterculture. And as you grow, you find out who your family really is, what they really do. Because when I was a kid, they just taught me it was medicine. And that's all I knew was stay away from mom and dad's medicine. This is for adults only. Just like alcohol and everything. I tried to steer far and clear from it. Every now and then I would find a batch of pot cookies and devour the whole batch. I grew to have an affinity for the plant and for the culture alike, right? Because the culture is my family and that's what raised me. So
it's a dope culture.
Yeah. Respect.
What got you connected into working with these brands?
Skypack
and Panoramic.
Great question. I have a long tenure in the cannabis game. Obviously, it started in the black market, right? And then moved on to the medical market, broke several brands, one of which was a brand called Metacone. Shout out to my cousin Trav, the Sav, put me onto that. We broke Metacones, and that was the first pre-roll company in the nation and the state. Right. Wow. We did that. And then I went on to work for other brands in the medical realm, product provider, bulk provider, brand consultant. And I worked with brands like Cypher, an extracts brand. I worked with Finest, Tissue Culture Genetics. I worked at West Coast Cure for about 35 seconds before I ran for my life out of that shit show. And then I was lucky enough to find a home at Skypack and Panoramic and with Platinum Distribution. Shout out to Platinum Distro and Zach.
Let's go.
Skypack Pano, you know what it is, baby.
Yeah,
and what we do is affordable fire.
Mm-hmm.
You might have heard people say that term, but I'm actually the one that coined it. And that's what we do is provide affordable fire to the masses. We want a high-end product for a mid-level price that the working Joe can go out and buy. Not everybody can afford a fucking hyped up clout fucking chasing strain that costs $75 a mylar. What we want to do is provide that affordable fire for between $35 and $50. And then you get those same type of unique exotic strains that are offered in limited quantity, but for an affordable price.
Small batch.
Yeah,
Small
don't
batch.
kill you and
for
kill
sure.
your pockets. And
For sure.
and the sister company, brother company, Panoramic, is a similar mock-up to Skypack. Now, Skypack, we came in the industry providing product to brands like Cookies, Sherbinski, Grandiflora, just to name a few of some of the higher level cannabis brands we've worked for and provided product for. Now, that being said, we decided, shit, if we can provide product for brands like this and we see where these brands are going, we should do that for ourselves. So we did an about face, did a 180, and decided to focus on branding Panoramic Gardens and Skypack Farms spearheading the way over there at Platinum Distro.
Sick. And earlier you were telling me that Skypack is more, you're on the space, Panoramic's more on the earth.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like a
way to
future
put
primitive
it.
vibe, right?
Like
Skypack is, we've gone to outer space to find weed that no man has ever touched before.
Elon Musk
that
shit.
extra special, that good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Panoramic represents the earth dwellers and product that's fallen to us from the sky, this sacred knowledge and these tablets with these grow instructions of this Fuego indoor flameola. Where did this come from? Weed gods have blessed us. So
Yes, sir.
that's the Panoramic and that's the Skypack.
Ooh, I can't wait to
Fuck
try
yeah.
that shit.
Hell yeah. So I brought a couple of products here today for us to check out. I've got
we
my
can
my
swing this over
eighths.
to you.
Yeah, swing that around. Let's let
Yeah.
everybody see. This is our eighths. We got our quarters. We got our ounces, which we just dropped at Skypack. Eighths are big buds. The quarters are like smalls. And then the ounces are like you would get it from the homie down the block, right? A's, B's, and C's. So it's, again, more affordable fire for the masses.
Hell.
I also brought some of our triple infused pre-rolls. Those are called Pocket Rockets, and they're triple infused with HTE oil, diamonds, and keef, and they're all strain specific. So same flower, same concentrate. That way it'll amplify the natural terpene profile. Nice. Our whole thing is that high power, high flavor, high potency. Good weed.
Hey.
Hey, say less. Say less.
I like the size.
Perfect.
I feel like sometimes it's nice to have a big joint or a big blunt rolled up for
the farmer
friends.
style.
Yeah,
you know?
farmer
That
style.
king size.
Yeah.
fucking-
But coming to like yourself, a little personal smoke, step outside. This is nice. So
And these are all hand folded with the Dutch tip at the end
see
there, right? So we want to make sure to touch every one of these joints and make sure that they're perfect. Our R&D
hand selected.
and quality control, right? I don't want anyone getting a dud or having a bad experience. If you get a dud, you have a bad experience, call 911
or Elrock.
or me.
He'll make it
I'll
right.
try to replenish your pile with my gifts of my own personal stash.
Hell yeah. That's right. I'm sure he'll take care of you.
Yeah. Yeah, so those are like some of the products we got going right now.
So what strain is hitting right now? What's popular?
Fuck, dude, all of our shit. I hate to be that guy that be like, all of our shit's good, but
everything's running.
bro, all of our shit is good. I mean, sorry, there's not really any dogs in the bunch.
Okay.
There's always personal favorites.
Yeah.
Like we were talking, Kyle, like
Yeah.
I might like chocolate, you might like sorbet.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with sorbet or
Yep.
chocolate, just different strokes for different
sure.
folks.
That daytime, that nighttime.
Yep.
You know, it's-
Yep, we have crazy traction with our Hawaiian ponche.
Hey.
People are loving that. Our s'mores is really good.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's a mellow, candy vibe. All of our strains are pretty much candy.
Yeah.
We're looking to mix in a bunch of new stuff in 2024.
Nice.
We got some new opportunities coming up, possible nursery ventures, and then you can really dabble into the genetics. As you know, it
get deep down in there and find out what it really is, what it is.
absolutely,
The
absolutely.
real medicine.
The real medicine.
Yeah, we got some other strains coming down the pipe right now, so you'll see some new drops for us, probably around Hall of Flowers.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
September.
Yep, in September. We'll have some new flavors to introduce to the masses.
You guys will be
Love
exhibiting.
that.
Yes, we will.
Cool.
We'll be at Hall of Flowers
Rad.
this year. Definitely come by the booth, check it out. We'll also be
I know.
launching some groundbreaking innovation to the cannabis industry that no one's really ever seen before on the legal market. So we're really excited about
I'm
that.
trying to keep my mouth
you
shut.
got
He
me
told me
excited.
earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, we'll keep a lid on it for now. That might be episode 3. So we got backstage episode 2.
Yeah, that's
Episode
that's
3, the releases. We're going to have about 27 follow-ups by the time we're done.
Let's go.
What are you allowed to say about it right now?
That there's nothing like this on the rec market today, and it rivals.
Is it like a form factor? Is it?
I'll tell you that it'll rival a hash hole.
Got your mind thinking now, huh, Ian?
Yeah.
Is that related
Which are-
to a K-hole?
Yeah, it could. Yeah, we're going down all the holes, all the rabbit holes. You know what I'm saying? It could be any one. We don't know yet.
Okay.
I know, but I won't
Okay.
tell you because I don't want to let the cat out the bag just before the holiday season.
Yeah.
Holiday season.
Christmas is coming, children. Be
Hey.
patient.
Oh,
Unless
shit.
you're 21 or older.
Yes, that's what I mean by children.
Yeah.
The 21 and over kids.
Hell yeah. I'm excited for that. Let's also get into some challenging obstacles that you had to go through with the brands
Yeah.
and getting them out there, putting them on the shelf.
Sure.
Let the other people out there that want to start a brand, how do you get started? What's the steps? What do you recommend?
Fuck, dude, get a shit ton of money first.
Mm.
First step.
$1 million.
No, like 10.
10 mil.
Mm.
I wouldn't even attempt to start a brand with less than 5 mil tickets.
Mm.
5 mil tickets where you're set for life, reinvest that into yourself and see if you can stress for life.
Mm.
Right?
Find yourself an Elrock.
Yeah, you got to do that. I always say it comes down to the 5 Ps. Sammy, you got my back on this one. 5 Ps are the 7 Ps as we've discussed. So I'll go through my 7 and we'll have Sam intro in the finale 7.
that.
And I always say this, it starts with the right product at the right
Facts.
price,
Facts.
with the right packaging, with the right promo and marketing, with the right people, giving it the right passionate push.
Mm.
Do we get to 7?
Someone writing that down?
Sammy?
We
And what
gotta
are the
record
other
it,
7
don't
we
worry.
rolled with?
Prior
Shit.
proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
One more time for the kids in the back.
Prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So many
take some
A's.
notes, please. That's Sammy. That's my guy, Sammy, back
Hey,
there.
Sam.
He's
Hey.
making this happen.
Behind the scenes.
So we got
go.
14 Ps. Get your shit together. That's
Yeah.
the basically
Do your
the thing,
homework.
right?
Do your
Put in the work.
Yeah, but
That's
yeah,
the other
yeah.
thing,
What it
doggy. Be passionate about what you do.
Hey,
Live that life.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I can say about Skypack and Panoramic brands. We're from their culture and we're for the culture. We're more than just weed brands. We're lifestyle brands.
Mhm.
A lot of this all started when it was still illegal to do it. And I
Yes, sir.
hate to say it, but I say that people who did it when weed was illegal, the weed was better.
Touche.
We grew it
Ooh.
better.
Yep.
We do it
And
better.
why do you think that?
The passion,
It was
you got to
good.
take chances in life. You know about them fucking helicopters,
I
bro?
sure
You ever
do,
have to
man.
run for it?
No.
Bet you didn't.
No.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of these guys, they never had to go through what we've had to go through.
What about style of growing? It's completely changed.
Yeah, there's so many different styles. You know what I say? Do what works for you.
Mhm.
Apply your own technique.
Okay.
Right? What flavor
Very
is this
true.
we're smoking?
But that's the blackberry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
this is a
from
good one.
Skypack.
Blackberry Jello.
Yep.
Shout out to the squad. Chris Mendoza rolled this over there for IFJ Partners. IFJ rolls all our products by hand
Oh, wow.
and machine combination.
Yeah.
A little bit of the Borg,
Hell yeah.
a little Boba Fett in there, a little Jedi technique.
Hell yeah. I
It's
know
a
all
little
about
bit of
that shit.
everything.
Yep. Yep.
Yes,
No,
sir.
it's good.
That's how you got to do it. You got to have a little bit of everything. So yeah,
It's that passion, though.
it's the passion
Whatever,
play.
whatever you're gonna put into it is what you're gonna get out of it.
Bro,
Bingo.
It's
I
simple.
say it all the time.
Simple.
You only get back what you give.
Facts.
If you giving me drama, you going to get drama, homie.
That's real.
If you giving me that good positive energy, guess what you get?
Get that right back.
Hey,
Boom.
Simple.
Love it.
Crazy concept. I
It's
know,
simple.
right?
Simple.
Simple.
Cause and effect.
Less is
wow.
Less is more.
Mhm.
What are you picking next, Kyle?
I don't know what we rolling up, man. I'm trying to roll.
Oh, you want to roll something?
Yeah,
up.
roll some.
Yeah.
See, I brought you some fresh alien candy over there.
There you go.
I brought you some Zazitos.
Hell
We
yeah.
got some of our Swedish fish from Panoramic. We got our white dragon fruit from Panoramic. Do whatever you want, brother. Help yourself.
Elrock's over here spoiling us.
Yeah, this is the blackberry jello by Skypack in our pocket rockets. Pocket rockets come in 3 different strains right now. We got a cherry lime slush, blackberry jello, and one of my favorites, the grape goober. Grape goober is also available in eighth and quarters, and I believe we're going to bring it out in the ounces. It's one of our more popular strains. People ask me why we call it grape goober. Pretty easy. Has an aftertaste of grapes, and after you smoke it, you're like a goober.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Do you know the actual strains?
Hit this. Yeah, I do. There you go, brother.
You can put it in the ashtray.
Oh, yeah. Pass that, bud. Put it. There you go, my G.
There you go. We got the Blazy
Yeah,
Susan
so
out here.
what do I got?
Yeah, what's the strains in
The
the goober?
lineage on the...
What was it? Grape goober? Purple goober?
Yeah,
He said grape goober.
goober is peanut butter and jelly ex gelato.
Hey,
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the
Peanut
cross
butter
on
jelly.
that one.
I don't think I've
What
heard of
else? We
peanut
got the
butter jelly.
Zazitos here. The cross on that is white runts and grape gasoline.
Okay.
And then, yeah, let's see if I got the alien candy
Nice.
on here. Alien candy is alien cookies crossed with sunset sherbet and gelato.
Okay.
More thanks to Sherbinski for creating
Classics.
these amazing new strains that everybody uses every day.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
What do you think about the
Yes,
sweetness in a lot of this weed these days that everybody likes?
Fuck, what's not to
The
like?
candy's
It's,
great.
it's the candy gas.
I think
They're
the
great.
turp
Yeah,
is amazing.
yeah.
I think it tastes delicious in every joint.
We all love the candy,
Yeah.
but just remember, kids, you can't live off a diet of candy alone. You need some
Tell 'em,
savory
dude.
flavors,
Tell them.
and that's where the gas comes in.
Yes, sir.
So I want to get back to earth flavor. I
Mhm.
want to get back to the gas. I want to, because
That spicy
I've been
old
smoking
cheese,
a
man.
lot of candy, and my dentist bill is going up. So many
Hey.
cavities,
Mm.
bro.
Man.
I need to focus on nutrition, you
Gotta
guys.
bring back that fuely.
Yeah, the
Oh,
fuel. Let's get powered.
Get
Power
back-
up.
that work weed.
Shout out to Powers Up.
We got shit to do.
Shout out to
Right.
the dentist.
Shout out to the dentist. No, shout out to my insurance. Fuck the
Yeah,
dentist.
Fuck the dentist,
That
bro.
motherfucker raping me. Excuse me, my language. Pardon me, but it's a serious situation.
It's facts.
Stay away
Um,
from the candy gas.
Yeah, but if you want to do the candy thing, do it with Skypack and Panoramic. That's all I'm saying,
For
right?
sure.
Because we
Definitely.
provide the best candy that is out there.
It's
Low
smooth.
sugar.
Yeah, definitely. Low
Yeah,
sugar.
low sugar, high agave.
There you
Like
go.
the añejo. Shout out to Kirkland for the añejo. If
Yeah, that was my first one of the day.
Me
So I
too.
feel like, yeah, that was good. That was a good high. Very smooth.
That was smooth.
Um,
Tastes
Thank
good
you.
too.
yeah, it was strong off the get.
One
Like,
thing I want to point out,
You can feel it in the
if you
chest.
notice,
Yeah.
all white ash. Also,
what's,
here,
what's up with
look
the...
at this. Also, if you notice around the tip there, you got a nice hash ring.
Yes.
That's telling me
It's
that
greasy.
it's
Yeah.
greasy.
Yeah.
Those terps
Swag.
coming through.
Thank you,
Yeah, it's
Ian. Like
greasy, yeah.
it's potent.
Mhm.
That's what you want to see on a good joint. Nice and sweaty.
Hey.
Sweaty.
Sweaty in the summer or the winter. You know what I
It's
mean?
really
Yeah.
greasy looking.
What do you think about
And
the
then
white
the
ash?
the white ash to
Yeah.
me is it shows cleanliness and clarity. Tells me that you flushed that long time.
Okay.
It tells me that you're using quality genetics. Some people call it a myth, but I always find out that the black ash shit, it always goes out.
There's
Runs a lot.
do you think there's a connection between the chlorophyll and the black ash?
I do.
I think it's
Okay.
the cure, right?
I think it's that that's
It's
a lot to
all
do with
about
that too.
how you cure it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's different thoughts on it or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's up for debate. I'll tell you what, though. I prefer white ash over black ash. That's all I know.
I do think the cure has a huge part to play in the chlorophyll, because the chlorophyll is what makes that stingy burning in your throat, at least.
Yes.
And I mostly eat weed. I go between smoking and eating weed every night. And I do think that the cure plays a huge role in how that chlorophyll interacts with the weed and how
makes it harsh.
And also eating
Taste,
it. Like, I do
taste.
eat a lot of rosin-based edibles.
It actually makes a difference on how you taste.
I don't mind tasting weed, but I do think the chlorophyll does have an effect on the palate, that the way the weed tastes.
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
With your edibles, after you eat the edible the next day, how do you feel?
Okay, this is interesting
Compared
because
to
I do
smoking
think,
flower.
okay, this is my opinion on smoking versus eating
Yep.
weed. I consume weed every night in some way.
Sure.
And I wouldn't necessarily call myself a rec user of the medicine. It's more like it helps me sleep. It's literally the only thing that can put me down and feel rested. But I do think it's a balance for me, because when I smoke, it interferes with my workouts or climbing. But when I eat the weed, I do feel it compounds over time. If I eat 5 days in a row, I will continue to feel more groggy every day the more I eat the weed.
It definitely builds up.
So
It's
I
going
have
through your system.
and I have to balance that in some way, because I do like to exercise and I do feel it in my chest. And everybody who smokes weed can feel it in your chest.
Sure, for sure.
And
Especially some of that gas.
Yeah.
So it's like
It
a
hits you
balance. Like,
different.
it's what do I want to do? What do I want to do more this week? Do I want to work out, or do I care more about resting?
Yep.
So it's just a thing.
And
And
your body, you know your health.
Any medicine is going to have side effects.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Any
for sure.
medicine.
Right.
So it's something that everybody has to consider and explore themselves and really
Yep.
figure out.
Agreed.
Testing your medicine. Talk about medicine.
Yeah.
Emerald Cup.
I was a pre-roll judge this
Pre-roll.
year. I did all the pre-rolls, all the hash holes.
How's that going?
I'm done.
Oh shit.
I finished.
Okay.
Homework complete.
Nice.
Scores are in.
Hell yeah.
Pay attention, kids. The announcement is coming soon, and we do
Elrock's
have
bringing the
winners in
truth.
every category. Yeah.
Were you in the
go.
room during decision making for the flower?
No, I was not. They locked
Okay.
it. You guys locked me out this year.
Well,
All right, take down the door.
I thought I saw you in there, because I was
Yeah.
in there. It's very passionate.
Yes. Yes.
Very passionate.
I
A
was
lot of
locked
energy.
in. I could have went
As
the
it
back
should
door
be,
and
though,
snuck
you
in,
know?
but I paid my respects. They wanted the door
up?
closed for
That's
me.
what's up,
so-
Rock.
Yeah.
That was an awesome process to be able to do the pre-rolls. I've done cartridges before. This is my 4th year judging, and it was an honor and a privilege. We had a blast. Shout out to the pre-roll team. Shout out to all the teams, because
It's a lot
Emerald
of
Cup's
work.
got
It's
a
a lot of work.
whole
I'm stoked for
slew
the Emerald Cup, by the
of
way.
awesome judges. So shout out to all the Emerald Cup judges. Shout out to the Emerald Cup for letting me do my thing and contribute to the process.
Respect.
Yep,
Huge.
no doubt.
What's your favorite thing to judge?
My favorite thing to judge is flower.
Flower.
That's what I
Get
do.
him back on the flower.
Yeah.
I feel like
yeah.
flower is always going to be the
Number
the
one.
Number
That
one.
is
thing.
Number one.
It is
That's the
number
main
one.
thing.
It's number one.
That's what we all do it for.
And number
Yeah.
2, I would say, is
Bingo.
probably the hash, right? The
Mhm.
2 original
Yeah.
forms. So
Yeah,
this year,
exactly.
I'll be judging
Classic.
rosin at Cannifest.
Oh, good
Shout
luck.
out to
Hell yeah.
Cannifest. Go check that out this September. Crazy event up topside. And shout out to all the topsiders up there participating in the culture and continuing to do what we do and bring this affordable fire to the masses.
Hey,
Hey.
put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
I want to know more about
Yeah.
the Wall of Sound. I do appreciate the Dead and what they brought
Yeah,
to
yeah.
culture and music, and also the kind of the renegade kind of culture that they brought into
Sure.
everything. What's up with the Wall of Sound?
It just changed the way people do live concerts. People
Like the
weren't-
scale,
You know how that they have the giant stage and then they'll have the sheets of speakers
right?
at the top and on the side, the bottom. But
Yeah.
The Dead was the first people.
yeah,
to
no
bring
one
that?
used to do that.
What?
Shit.
All speakers. Everywhere.
All the speakers combined, tied up to make these giant walls.
They call them arrays.
Yeah. So that's what it is. And that was the Wall of Sound. They just tied up all these speakers together behind them when they play. And then there's pictures of it. And it really
That's
just
wild.
changed the way live performances are done to this day.
You
So
learn something
that's-
new every day.
I can't speak on it too much. I'm just a kid of the Dead. I grew up in it. that would be more of a question for Pops and stuff.
So he's the one who frontiered that. He like
ultrasound,
the
hard truckers,
logistics and
yeah,
all
of them, yeah,
the
yeah.
operation that goes behind it.
Yeah.
That's
Shout out to
crazy
the
to
hard
me.
truckers, ultrasound, Don Pearson, R.I.P., Parrish knows, all the guys, Ramrod, everybody on stage, all the people in the background had something to do with this in making that awesome automobile go.
Hey.
If the Dead was the Ferrari, you know, the stagehands, the sound crew was the engine that powered that machine. And together they had an awesome thing going.
It's the whole team.
Yeah.
I love it.
And Jerry was the voice, right? Backed by the crew.
Hell
Shout
yeah.
out to the Dead and to the family.
Let's go.
Shout
And
out
you
that
also create
wild.
your own music, correct?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing hip hop music for over 25, 30 years now, since I was a teenager. Worked with producers like Cosmo, Genesee, One Drop Scott. He did Cell Going Down Tonight, Mac Dre. I've worked with Tone Capone. I Got 5 on it.
Hey.
Shout out to Mike Marshall,
Hey.
also one of the kids from the camp in Berkeley and stuff. A thing about me, I lived all over the Bay Area. I'm from San Francisco. I'm raised in Marin, but I spent about a decade in Richmond and a decade in Berkeley, and used to live with One Drop over there on McGee Street, and have artists like Keek the Sneak come through and record. Bill Summers, he did a track. We have a track together with George Clinton and myself on there. Yeah, lots of different artists have come through and gone there.
That Bay Area love, though, man.
Yeah.
So, it's a vibe.
Yeah, I dropped my first record, It's My Life, in I think 2002, 2003. I was signed to an indie label called First Class Noise, and that was my first project. And then locked in with the Noble House on that, and then to complete my second project, produced mostly by Genesee, Cosmo, One Drop Scott,
Hell
the same
yeah.
camp,
Yeah.
and Hawk Beats. R.I.P. Hawk Beats, no longer
Hey.
with us. But yeah, you can check him out on my album for sure.
Okay.
I got stuff on iTunes.
Put it up, Sam.
I did an album with Deuce Eclipse called, if you guys are familiar with Cyanide Crew, Deuce Eclipse, and I did an album called Tropicali. Yeah, it's a dope album. Also produced like 90% by One Drop Scott. We got Ben Frost on there and a couple of guest producers. Only a couple features, but the album is basically just me and Deuce Eclipse there. Maybe put it up to the mic, Sammy.
What else we rolling up, Kyle?
So we rolled up some of the Zazitos.
Yep.
Zazitos. Yeah, man, we got that rolled up.
Tell me what that's like. I'd love your feedback.
Ooh, that
Being a
taste,
fellow
Do you see it?
herbsman,
That taste.
this is what it's all about. It's not about
Yeah.
what I think. It's about what my peers think.
For sure.
It's about the people's opinion.
Yeah.
I can say, raw, I'm the king all I want, but I'm just
sure.
over here stroking my own load. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
It tastes good, though, right?
Dry pulse
Tastes
good.
fuely.
And that's a good tester right there, right? I always do the dry test.
What we lighten up next.
We're at Doobie Nights. Okay. We're talking to the bud tenders. We asked them the number one question or funniest question you get in the store. It's all about sexy time weed. What do you recommend for sexy time weed?
That white dragon fruit.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that was a comment. That was like a popular question for them. Or
For
funny.
sexy time, I'm going to say you're going to want to get frisky with a little bit of that alien candy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, you might date other races, but have you ever gone intergalactic, interstellar races? You know what I'm saying? Open yourself up to the universe. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond black and white, yellow or brown. We're going alien with this one. So I'd say alien candy, that's sexy time.
Open that
And,
mind up.
and that's that universal alien sex right there.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking all tantric languages.
Here we go.
Yeah, I got cotton mouth like a motherfucker. Hey,
Yeah, the weed's
We
good.
need some of that
Working.
rocky road.
We've
This
been
is
doing
what my
audio-
weed does to people.
hey, bro.
Dog,
Literally,
when
it's
you
on our
smoke
side.
that sky pack, boy, you start floating, doggy. Hey, proof's in the pudding.
feeling-
I'm not even just.
I'm feeling
talking
pretty good.
about it. What we smoking over there, my G? What we
Yeah,
got?
what you got, Kyle?
Because the white dragon fruit.
Oh,
Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Is
We're in
that
it
the
now.
dynamite
That's
stick?
actually a
We're
straight
in it
white
now.
dragon
Did
fruit.
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you roll that on your own, or is that
No.
one of the dynamite
One,
sticks?
one of the dynamite sticks.
Shout out to Panoramic Gardens. We got these dynamite sticks, man, and they are explosive.
Hey,
Explosive high.
That's nice.
Blow your brains out. Boom, boom. Just in time for 4th of July.
Tastes amazing.
I could tell you that what Kyle rolled up tastes better than the pre-roll.
Nice.
I mean,
I
feel
like
if
that.
you're
That's
always
good.
gonna, like, roll
So
something
here's
fresh,
what's great.
it's gonna taste
Newsflash,
better.
the fresh
Yeah.
flower is supposed to taste better than the pre-roll, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Newsflash, I know this is a crazy concept. It's wild. So to me, that's awesome that you noticed that and you pointed it out
Yep.
because that's exactly what I want.
Mhm.
Smoke our fresh flower. It's even better than our pre-roll. So if you tried our pre-roll, that's a cheap way to sample our weed, right? I call them the poor man's hash hole. It's affordable fire. It's triple infused HTE oil, diamonds, and keef.
Yeah.
Right? And both brands do them similarly, but different strains and obviously weed grown at different facilities.
Mhm.
But they're both fire. The technique is a proven winner. Shout out to IMJ. Shout out to Chris Mendoza. Shout out to the whole team at IMJ. They produce quality products.
But why don't-
44% THC. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, so
Is that
again,
the HTE and
and
what
the
is it?
diamonds and then the
diamonds?
keef in there. Exactly.
Nice. That's a lot.
So our weed already
Dynamite.
tests high. We already grow it
That's-
to test high. Typically, you'll see our stuff in the high 20s. I'd say start the lowest is 27. You might ever see ours at.
Nice.
Highest is maybe 37, 38 just
and that's
for the
with
flower.
the HTE and the diamond.
Flower.
Oh,
No.
it's just pure.
That's just the indoor flower itself. Once you add the HTE oil and the diamonds, then it'll bump into the 40s.
Yeah.
And then you'll see it to 40, almost 50%. 50% is usually where you'll see hash at, right?
Mm.
50 to 60 range. And then once you go up to live resin, then live resin's like a 60 to 79 range.
Mhm.
And then you go up a step higher, and then that's when you get diamonds or that crazy crystal disty shit that tastes like gross cherry cough
you
syrup.
don't even know what it
Doesn't
is.
You
taste
don't
like
even
anything.
want it.
You
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The sweet spot is right in that 50 to 60 range.
The HTE
Oh.
is going to increase those terpenes, which is going to increase your entourage effect
And-
substantially.
And it's strain specific.
Mm,
Yeah. You match the strains.
We
with your
match the strains.
What?
I like
Yeah.
that.
That's
So,
wild.
It's going to amplify the natural terpene profile.
So you're just matching the strains of the HTE with the flower?
Yeah, so we have different partners that'll do
Okay.
extraction. So we have an extraction batch, and then we'll have our flower batch that goes to packaging, and then we'll send that off to our partners. They'll extract it, they send it back, and then
Yeah.
we pair it and rematch it with the
So
same
for
product.
anybody who's listening that doesn't know, HTE is basically high terpene extract.
Yep.
You basically you do the hydrocarbon and then you extract like the crude. The longer you let the crude sit, the more the THCA is going to separate from the terpenes.
Exactly, and you'll have the
And
diamonds
then you have the
on the bottom.
tastiest,
Oh.
tastiest, juiciest, most beautiful honey.
As
can
they say,
imagine.
the cream rises.
The
to
cream
the top.
rises and the THCA is going to sink to the
Always.
The
bottom.
diamonds fall to
Always.
the bottom,
Mm.
and then every layer is a different layer, and that's how you get live resin. That's how you get
THCA.
sauce. That's how you
Yes.
get your sugar.
Oh,
That's how you get
okay.
your diamonds, and then all the tippy top, the cream is the HTE.
Is the
as you explained.
HTE, and then what Elrock is saying, they match the same strain specifics with the flower, but the HTE is going to have those terpenes.
Yep.
And we're talking more than 6%.
Oh yeah,
We're talking like maybe 14, maybe who knows?
maybe,
But that's
maybe.
that's
Let's
impressive.
keep it a mystery.
That's crazy that you guys are matching the HTE with the flower. That's huge.
Thank you, bro. I really
Yeah.
appreciate that. It's for connoisseurs.
Yeah.
And again, affordable fire. That's our whole thing, Sky
Yep.
Pack and Panoramic. Let's get it in the hands of
Yeah.
the masses and show them what good weed tastes like. Hey, guys, it's not sprayed. I don't want to smoke a watermelon Jolly Rancher.
Thank
If
you.
I really
Thank
wanted
you.
to get that high,
That's too artificial,
I'll
man.
go to aisle 7 in Safeway and I'll grab an air wick and I'll set it on fire.
So that's
and
where
I'll
you
smoke
stand
it.
on these newer trends in the market.
Absolutely
Okay.
disgusting.
Terrible.
It's the opposite of what we got into the game for.
Thank you.
When we made cannabis legal, we fought so people didn't have to go to jail, so that sick people could have access to safe
Mhm.
medicine that was
Mhm.
clean and tested,
Mhm.
not so you could spray medicine. Guys, you're doing it all wrong,
All
bro.
All wrong.
Holler at your OG, man.
Yeah.
Call me one time. Oh, you
Dropping knowledge
promise.
right now. Just watch the podcast.
I'll guide you,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, watch the podcast.
Watch-
Learn a
yeah.
lesson, doggy.
It's just
You've
too
been
artificial.
dropping 'em all day.
This is gnarly, bro. It's
Bro.
too artificial, man.
Think about what it's like to ingest and eat all those artificial dyes and fake
Mm.
flavors.
Mm.
Now you're smoking them?
Mm.
It's not healthy anymore, man.
Whoa, bro.
It's bad.
Your
wanna
lung
know- you
collapse could collapse
Yeah.
by next week. We don't know. Like,
I know somebody that used to put a little gasoline in the corner of their bag to sell their gas.
what?
Yeah.
Fuck up.
Yeah.
No, you
Mhm.
don't.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
No.
More Wook legendary stories.
Hey,
what type
Elrock.
of Wook did that?
Yo.
Elrock,
Yo,
guess how
bad for
mu-
the person that got that nug though.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Guess how much a 2-gram bottle of fake botanicals costs?
How much?
$10.
Wow.
Oh,
$10.
I bet you that
shit.
2 gram goes a long
But the
way.
HTE, depending on
So
if
the
it's live cured or
quality
if it's
is
fresh
just-
frozen, is going to be
Fresh frozen.
between like $1.70 and $3.
Wow.
And it's just crazy to me that people will
Choose to
spend
do that.
more to smoke botanical terps.
Thank you.
And I don't even think they know that they're smoking botanical terps.
It's the knowledge then.
It's something the bud tender has to guide them through.
And
obviously.
you nailed it right
Yeah.
there, Kyle. It's
It's-
what?
the knowledge. The customer has no idea what the fuck.
And why? Because there's no money in education.
No money.
They rather fool you than school you. A good big homie is going to give you the game. A
Mhm.
fucked up big homie is going to run the game on you.
So real.
I represent a good
I
big
personally
homie.
would rather
I'm going to school
smoke-
you, not fool
I
you.
personally would rather smoke all cannabis-derived terpenes, but that's just me. I'm an old head. I'm 40. It's different for people. I think it's an age gap.
Call it old school. You could call it true school.
I
right?
don't know, but I do think that younger generations who are wanting the botanical terps, they want the watermelon flavor, they want the strawberry.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
think
vape world.
I think that
Then you're getting real fruity there.
My-
I think that it is an educational thing too. and
I know people say fake it until you make it, but
Not when it comes
Don't.
to cannabis, bro.
Don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
My favorite strain is green crack, and that's because of the way it smells and the way it tastes.
right?
And
Really?
that's just me. And I like it. I'm a candy
And you
guy.
have an affinity
Really?
for it,
and
right?
I'm a candy guy, and
Mhm.
so, but if anything's green crack, I'll buy it. But that's just like a strain.
Wow.
It's because I'm a
That strain has been around for a long time.
it's been around for a while, and it smells and it looks good too. It's like bright green. It's got that kind of neon tint to
It
it.
does have the neon color
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
it.
Pretty.
But I do think that, but that's a preference that's been built over time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that necessarily the younger generations
Have
have
that.
built their palate.
Agreed. Their
They
palate
don't-
hasn't matured enough yet to appreciate the subtle flavors and varieties.
also
That
do-
goes for
cannabis
a
has
lot
to
of things
offer.
too. Beer too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when I was younger,
You didn't care.
no,
You didn't care.
hell no. Keystone Light. You
And
know?
that's-
Also, hazy's,
Whatever.
hazy's weren't a thing back in high
No,
school,
hell
bro.
no. There
You
was
know
no
what I mean?
craft.
There was no craft.
Yeah.
There was, but not like today.
Yeah.
Today is different level.
Yeah,
That-
my generation was 40s of oldie and St. Ides
Oof.
and
those Mickey's,
and Mickey's
Mickey's,
grenades
bro.
and shit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Do
No,
you think the younger generations are going to dictate what the trends are?
I sure hope
Of-
not.
Oh, that's
If-
how it works, though.
In
It
fact,
is how it works,
think
right?
that
But that's with fashion, but
Mm,
not
okay.
so much with knowledge.
I think this is
you actually
this
need
is an
wisdom
interesting
behind
conversation
it.
because
That's real.
with fashion, art, music, I feel like weed is intertwined with it, like we've talked about.
Do you think people are going to start
But
spraying
it's
their
also
Levi's
It's not just weed.
To smell.
to smell like watermelon?
do know
I
that
want
pe-
watermelon
I
Levi's.
do that people in the black market have used cannabis-derived terpenes to spray their
Oh,
pounds.
Fuck, I hope not.
Right.
So you gotta kind of like gotta
Absolutely.
be aware of that.
Absolutely. And it's some
Wild.
fuckery going on out there and some shady shit. But yeah, there's two ways to the top. You can cheat and steal and step on every little friend you make.
Mm.
Or you can do it the righteous way and the proper way and do it yourself. And by keeping it real and developing your craft, your skill set, your passion. And I think that's respected more at the top than
Of course.
having to steal and
Then
fake
by
your
getting
way
there
to the
by
top.
fraud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
just
Nobody
fucked up.
respects a fraud.
No.
Of course, hard work is just that. It's hard.
Mhm.
It's
Oh,
work. Takes time. People don't want to put it in.
Consistent.
And that kind of
Yeah.
seems to be the way in the States these days, where it used to be more hard work and developing your craft and being the best that you can be and being the best of the best. Whatever that is. If you're a fucking janitor, a cannabis cultivator, a line chef, construction worker, whatever you do, like just be the shit, homie.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
If I was a farmer, and Kyle, you can speak on this too,
Yeah.
I would keep my crop as small as possible. With,
Yeah.
with keeping in mind, obviously, it's a business. You have to make money. There's overhead and there's margin and there's the black area. But I do know that the smaller the farm, the better the weed.
But also, you want the farmer like QC and everything, right?
Yeah, but
Because
you can do
that's-
that more with like less plants.
Exactly. Small batch, really focus in and harness that down. And
But also, I'm not a farmer, so I feel, what's the scale? Like, how do you maintain a good crop?
It
while
has to
all-
be small
I mean,
if
you-
it's
you-
going to be perfect.
you can go 100 pounds and still, it depends on if you're going depths or you're going out, or you're going full-
Outs. Let's just
just
outs.
big
you know?
plants.
Big,
So
big
you want
trees.
eight pounders.
Yeah, a bush.
That's
palm
easier. I
trees.
feel like easier to take care of and kind of QC for one person or a few people than like a whole multiple greenhouses, multiple team. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
'cause you
Kinda
gotta pull tarp.
keep everything small.
Mm.
Keep it like small and local,
Small batch.
and small batch, man. Really,
It's the only way. As you scale, and
for
people see
quality
this all
wise,
the time,
for quality wise, I feel like it's the way.
you'll see a good
Small,
brand,
small.
and they'll be small, and they'll be killing it, and then they try to please the masses,
Exactly, and
and
it
then
all
that's
goes
where it
kinda
all goes to
wrong.
shit.
We could
Yeah.
also use Russian River Brewery, who's a local brewery here.
Uh-huh.
They've made it very clear that they're not scaling. They
That's
don't ca-
amazing.
They
You
do
know
not
why?
care. They don't.
I bet you they
'cause
saw
they-
what happened to Lagunitas.
They want to keep the quality
Hey.
high. And
Hey.
Lagunitas
Yeah.
definitely. And
Hey.
I've talked.
There's been a few companies like the same way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As soon as they try to go big scale, it falls apart.
Yeah.
Heineken bought Lagunitas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. Once the
So-
big dogs come in and you sell out, your brand
The quality
goes
Yeah.
to shit.
quality goes to shit.
Because you're
The
passing
The
over
love goes
this
down
thing,
for
the
it.
passion, right? The
Yeah.
passion plays
Yeah.
I talk about. You love this, your little baby you created,
Mhm.
and you're handing your baby over to this
To-
corporate monster
Yeah.
yeah.
who's just going to
This corporate
annihilate
man.
this
They're gonna-
precious little angel
Yeah.
Mhm.
you've put your whole life to
Yep.
and whore her out
Yep.
to the masses.
But we can
Yeah.
also agree that California has already scaled to the point where we have grown enough weed to supply literally the whole world.
That's
weed.
what we used to do.
You don't think that's what's going on right now?
But here, the thing is, it's not though,
It's-
too, because
It's different
now
though.
you got guys in Oklahoma who think they can grow and it's trash, or you got guys in upstate or wherever it may be, right?
Mhm.
Every climate is different, bro.
Yep.
That's why certain fruit comes from certain parts of the world.
Mhm.
Certain cultivars are going to thrive in certain
Appellations,
climates
yeah.
and areas.
Mhm.
And guess what, homie? You ain't got it.
Nope.
The Emerald
Sorry,
Triangle.
homie.
Emerald
This is a
Triangle, here we go.
Mediterranean climate. Look around the belt of the fucking globe. That's where all the fire comes from. That's where all the crops are grown.
Yep.
That's where all the good food goes.
Yep.
And then we just ship it around the world and share it with one another. Same thing with weed. We've
Mhm.
been doing it forever.
Mhm.
We've been growing it here and shipping it around the world forever. And we had this multi-billion-dollar business. And as soon as we gave Sammy our business,
Mm.
he turned us into a prostitute.
They're handing out way too many licenses.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think they're handing out
And
way
here's
too
the
many
thing,
licenses.
you got a saying too. Once you can be real, but once you go fake, you can never go real again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cali doesn't care really if,
You
if
know?
the industry survives or not. I don't think they give a shit.
But they're stupid if you don't. Like,
Yeah,
oh, you
why-
don't want to be France
why
of
would
wine,
they?
champagne.
Because-
it only
Yeah.
comes from this region. You're a moron.
Because
Keep trying to turn it into a McDonald's.
in 2022,
See where it gets-
how many farming licenses did they hand out in 2022? Way too many.
yeah,
And how many survived COVID?
right.
And then there was like that supply chain frenzy where people were like, where the fuck is the weed going to come from? Because all these farmers lost their hats.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, I think Cali wants to, it's just to survive enough to get their cut. But
Yeah,
I don't think
absolutely.
they give a shit.
Well, that's the thing, guys. We got the wrong guy in charge. I don't
Yeah.
trust a snake oil salesman
It's
like
a bad.
Gavin.
It's a bad system. Then
Gavin
honestly.
he doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't
No.
get. He never
Hell no,
has. He
doesn't
never
care.
will. He never
Yeah.
would. He never could.
Yeah.
I think it will have to go federal before Cali will actually give a shit.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
then all
though.
this
It's
money's
fucking
gone
true.
into California doing business with itself, like all these businesses investing into licenses and to making sure everybody's above board. Once it goes federal, all that investment's not going to mean shit.
yeah,
I don't think so. Everyone's going to be pissed.
yeah, I don't know. It's to be seen. Like anything could happen. It's like all these brands trying to stay alive so they could make it to the NFL or the NBA of
Mm.
weed, right?
Mhm.
Guess what, homie? Your team's dope, but none of you on here are going to the NFL. Or you all suck. Next, you know what I'm saying? And then they're just
Ain't
gonna
that
go down
good.
the line,
That
bro.
Cali weed.
And there might be one dude or one brand.
Mhm.
Oh shit, you made it.
Mhm.
What happened to all the other? Because every brand that's been legal, they've been in other states. Look at Colorado.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oregon, there's all these other states, Florida, everybody's doing it now. It's not just us anymore, guys. And we're still like trying to figure out our own bullshit.
Yeah.
Guess what? While we're trying to figure that out, everybody's off to the races.
Yep.
And we're sitting here fighting with ourselves.
Yep.
Looking like a couple of idiots. NorCal versus SoCal. Gavin versus Gavin. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, come together. Let's go, Cali.
Bingo.
Man,
Bingo.
open the gates for us.
And that's what we're
give
trying
us
to do.
Give us a chance.
Should be
'Cause
Cali
I'm telling you,
fam.
they open the
And
gates,
that's-
it's over.
And
Like,
that's
we're
to
gonna
bring
be
it
able
back
push
to
so much
SkyPack.
product.
That's what we're trying to do at SkyPack. We're trying to have an all-encompassing unification of the state and the culture, the lifestyle, the brands,
Yeah.
everything. Let's do this, right?
the thing
And
is-
let's provide this affordable fire because we're the first ones that started this shit. And
Yep.
guess what? We're still here. Guess what? We're not going to stop. Guess what? We got more work to do. We just getting started, doggy. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
For every two idiots fighting, there's one smart dude that's planning. That's who I want to be. That's who SkyPack
go.
is. We're planning, we're looking ahead, and we're about innovation. We're about the culture. We're about creating new ways to do things, new revenue streams, new products, new strains, and adapting to a new ever-changing business here in legal cannabis. And hopefully this rescheduling does change it for the better, man.
Yep.
Because it's been a shit show. And we all know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Farm bill is going to change too. Allegedly, people are seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Language is going to
I'm
change.
excited to see
for
what
the
happens
states.
there,
Yeah.
especially with these online stores.
Let's get some shit right, bro.
Yeah, let's get it
Let's
right.
get some shit right.
Hey, do me a
Yeah.
favor.
How
Let's
about-
open up one of these cherry lime slushes. That one tastes good too. So everything's a hybrid these days. And that's basically all we grow. Some is sativa dum,
It's
some is
it's sweet gas.
some
and-
of it's
yeah.
indica dum, but it's a hybrid.
Yep.
But I always try to find out if it's leaning this way or that way so I can at least advise the consumer correctly.
Everybody wants
correctly,
sativa, but they don't
hopefully.
want to pay for it.
The yellow.
As a farmer, are you rewarded for growing sativa, for holding onto your crop longer? Because that's what sativa needs.
It's tough though.
To me,
on
tough.
Are you
how-
going to want more? I feel like you deserve, if you're going to hold onto your crop for what is it, like an extra, 30 days? Sativas? Keep it in the
It
ground.
always kinda
It's strain
depends.
specific, right? It's strain by strain for sativas.
Sativa's tough though because it always depends on how the actual flower turns out when it's fully cured and done, like structure wise.
It's not hella larfy and long,
It can
airy,
be larfy,
and-
which sativa is
yeah.
usually kind of larfy. So you
Exactly.
have to cross something that has some meat
Yep.
with it
And that's why you always see sativa hybrids because nobody wants their bud to look like this.
because it's a real tough sell. bro.
Because if you see
And
real sativa, that's
but
how
also-
it grows.
Yeah.
All the call them fingers.
Yeah.
Because they all grow up like fingers
Yeah.
to the sky.
Yep.
Sativa just reaches, and that shit's gonna get tall as
Tall.
fuck.
But then
Yeah.
if you don't mind what it looks like and you just smoke it anyways, you break that shit up and roll it up.
It'll be fire.
It is amazing, like a real pure sativa.
That's
The
why
real-
you'll
the real
see it in
larf-
a
You're
lot
gonna
of
go to the
pre-rolls.
gym.
You're gonna be. It's a real like
It's a real
spiritual
sativa.
uppity weed, man.
Is it riskier to grow sativa?
Oh, of course,
Hell
because
yeah.
you're putting in a lot of time for something that might
It stays
not
in the
sell.
ground longer. Maybe you'll get a night of
It
rain.
depends
You're
on
not
your
awake.
elevation,
a
branch
weather,
breaks off.
weather.
And for indoor, it's a
risky. Yeah.
completely different
wind,
story.
too,
I don't even
because-
know about how it goes for indoor, so I don't.
Because if
explain
indoor,
that.
you lose one cycle a year.
Explain.
So
Yeah, please,
sativas
why not?
typically run longer.
Yeah.
Typically, it'll be between 9
Oh.
and even as
So
long
it
as
takes an
13
extra, like,
weeks.
month.
You ever grow
Extra-
some
oh,
GMO?
I
That
see.
shit will be finished next
So
February.
it throws
Like,
off your
like,
room
meaty, though.
rotation.
You have to have a whole room dedicated
to
to sativa.
sativas.
And then it's going to cost you more energy because you're running it longer.
Mm.
And then he said, there's the risk factor. Is it going to turn out correctly? Right. So
Their
it's
eyes
more
first.
costly in that sense. But here's the other thing
You know?
on the rec market, every buyer is always, what sativas you got for me?
None.
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 We've got
really?
absolutely zero,
Zero
sativas, for you.
Zero sativas.
Yes. And they're like, fuck, dude, if you could get me any sativa, I'll buy it all.
I know that as
I'm like anything there, I don't care. Train wreck, Jack,
yeah.
whatever, a lemon,
Hey.
what any sativa.
old
What's
school
sativa
hazes and all
leading
that
at
You
this
get my
point?
text message, the
And
other
then
day?
that's what they asked
And
me.
that's what they.
Hold
What
up
do
a
you have
Funky
that
Jack.
sativa leaning?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Exactly.
It was
So
great.
that's why we try to
was-
do our
Man,
stuff
I've seen
coded
back,
that way.
dude.
Oh, this is sativa dominant or
Mhm.
indica dominant.
Mhm.
And I'm trying myself to do a bunch of sativas. Right now,
Dude, it's hard.
outdoor, I grow personally, full sun, living soil,
What are you growing?
organic.
What are you
I got
growing?
a lot of I got the Swazi times Hindu.
Ooh.
So land race. Shout out to Lovebug Gardens, Lovebug
That
Genetics.
Hindu though, that's
Yeah.
just probably real sativa.
Swazi Hindu. I got the
I'm
Forbidden
into it.
Rosé
Oh, the
going.
rosé,
So
I'm growing some rotten rosé.
Wait, is
And-
it rosé Forbidden Cross?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
that sounds bomb.
Yeah, it's fire. The rosé, the Forbidden really comes through. Super dark. Again, sativa dominant hybrid. Gets those fingering buds, but really tasty. Terps are like fucking 7%. Just
You see, this is
stupid.
Forbidden is also one of my favorite strains. Also,
Uh-huh.
what's the strain that's for Forbidden Cross?
For what, the Forbidden Fruit?
yeah.
Oh,
what
the
is it?
originator? What, a
Oh.
Tangy?
Is it not juice?
I don't know the original cross of
But
it.
what I like about Forbidden Fruit is the taste.
Yep.
But I also like that you can curate your own personal body experience because it's a low THC tester. It's like maybe a 18% THC.
Absolutely.
But I like that.
But it's
and
got
I like the way it tastes. That's a
and
greasy one.
and here's
What
the
is it?
thing is
That's
the
that
trade-off for
special-
that low THC
diamond.
is you get the high terps because typically when you have high THC
Squirt. That's
you
what it's called.
lose the
Squirt.
terps. There's like an evening point.
Yeah.
And I find like after 34% they
go down.
terps fade
They
away.
do go. Yeah.
They fade away.
Because we all know
indoor or
Forbidden Fruit,
outdoor.
it's like purple.
Yes.
It's like purple
Yes.
and
I
it's
think
it's candy.
It's a
Yep.
Tropicana cookie.
Doesn't smell good.
And it
Ooh, that
smells
one's
like
good.
fruit.
You don't like the way it
punch.
smells?
Nah,
What?
no, I'm not a fan.
So here's the thing: people either love forbidden fruit or they hate it.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. But then that's why you have the opposite
But
side
I
of
like
the
the smell-
spectrum.
I
Which
like the smell of gas.
that's what I got
Yeah.
with the Swazi Hindu, right?
Some of that
Back then.
propane.
But then I'm also
Hey,
doing some
shit.
Skittles crosses. I got the sour Skittles going, and then I
Sour
got this
Skittles.
purple yuzu
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
I'm doing right
I like
now.
your observation about the lower the THC, the higher the terps. I think that's
Absolutely.
very interesting because for me personally, I don't care about THC.
Yeah,
It's not important.
It's an
for me.
entourage thing, bro.
It's an entourage thing. I like a more full body
Yep.
Yeah,
experience, and I feel like the more THC, less terpenes, it's more head.
yeah,
At least for
Absolutely.
me. And
Me
I
too.
need
Hey, no,
like-
you're
it's
on
like
your own.
less
and I
chance of
need the
anxiety.
full body thing for me to,
Yeah.
because again, I'm not a rec guy. Like I'm
Yeah.
not here
You're starting to
smoking.
know the
Right.
I
medicine.
literally
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
eat it to help me rest. And I do find that when I do eat too much consecutively days in a row, I get groggy. So I have to go back to
Absolutely.
smoking. So
Mhm.
everybody
Smoke-
has
hey,
to.
smoking will do that too. Chop Boy days when we used to smoke a bunch of blunts.
Well, we were
the next
smoking
day.
tobacco.
Yeah,
That's a different
Oof.
story.
yeah.
Backwoods
That's all
and
we
Swishers
smoked.
and Phillies
Oh,
and
Yeah,
all
God.
that
it's
shit.
all-
Oh, God.
And I think you.
Yeah.
I think.
With a pack in our pocket.
Yeah.
At the
Elrock,
party.
My pops would
I
fucking
think that you can.
rag on us.
Oh,
I think
man.
you can feel this too. That the consumer should not be shopping based off THC percentage.
Not
alone.
at all. You
But I
should
do think that as a brand, you do have to cater to that metric of
that
shopping.
market for sure. You should be shopping off quality, freshness.
I'm a terpene
Number
guy.
one, and we have a saying: the nose knows.
Mm.
Mhm.
The OGs know.
Mhm.
Shout out to my boy Joe Dancer. What's up, Joe
Are you
Sullivan?
familiar with Pink Buscatus, the strain? It's got a spicy nose to it, but
Mhm.
it's more pine spicy.
Mhm.
But I feel like because it has between a 4 and 6% terpene, that's why I go for it.
There you go, bro.
And that's just a personal preference for me, and I would encourage anybody else out there that's shopping to really look at the variable label, figure out what your terpene
I equate it to
percentages are.
eating, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna get full anyway,
hmm
right? You're gonna get high no matter what. But do you want the food to taste good? I
Yes.
love
Always.
food that
Yes.
tastes good.
Always.
I don't know about
Yes.
you.
Hell yeah.
Or do you just want to eat a bunch of crap to fill you up, right?
Mhm.
That's the difference right there. If you're shopping for THC versus shopping for fresh farm cut flowers.
Mhm.
And that's what you'd be looking for in strains that you're familiar with, or the cross of, or the backstory, or you're familiar with the brand and their credibility.
I
and
love
what
that
they're
you guys are
growing.
matching the HTE strain specifics with
Thank
the
you,
flower.
man.
think
I
that's
appreciate
I think
that.
that's
There's
incredible.
No one's really doing
That's really attention to detail that I don't think the
Yeah.
consumers actually.
That passion.
it. Thank
think
you.
that-
I don't
let's go.
either, because everybody
Let's go.
wants to smoke a Jolly Rancher and went left, and we went right. We went, no, let's stay true to form and let's
Oh, you're-
amplify what's great about being true to form, right?
Yep.
Do you guys think you'll ever? I care about this, and I can't speak for every consumer out there, but I think the terpene percentage would be important information to put on the variable label. For me, as someone, okay, let's get real. I'm
Yeah.
in the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
I haven't bought weed in 10 years, so I don't necessarily. I can't I don't necessarily have that
It's definitely a
for the
selling
consumer.
point and stuff, but that's something
Why
that
not?
I want to start doing.
Throw it on
Again,
the
it's just
bag.
more
Yeah.
expensive, more tests,
It's more testing.
and then it just
what it
raises the
is.
cost for the
And
consumer.
you and I both
Yep.
know that testing is the most expensive cost in having a cannabis business.
Bingo.
Right now.
How about this? How about you hit my weed and just try it? Do you like it? You can just have some here.
Yeah.
It's a crazy concept here, bro.
But-
Yeah.
But that
What
would
do
be
you
a
think?
selling point,
Yeah.
though. Like terps, like
It
Terpene.
absolutely
It's
is.
so
It
important.
would
There's so
be.
much stuff
So
to test,
important.
though, and that's what I hope comes with rescheduling.
Mm.
Let's have a unified testing front. Can we just have a way that everybody does it? That's
Yeah,
all legit, a standardized test,
Yep.
and maybe not scrutinize us for being cannabis growers with that testing. Why do we have to make it so intense, so extreme, or give us the option to test and put out these good
Cannabis is the most transparent and safe consumer
product on the
market right
Dude,
now.
dead animals and raw carcasses don't even get tested like
They don't
cannabis.
get tested.
That's fucking
I
disgusting.
was actually having a conversation. I checked in.
Where's the FDA? You guys suck.
I
It's
checked in with
terrible,
Aaron
bro.
recently, who usually sits in the seat. I wish he was here.
Yeah. That's all right.
She's busy right
To
now.
the
But
next
anyways,
one.
she was like, "I'm doing a worm cleanse." I'm like, "What are you talking about? A worm cleanse?"
From parasites. that you-
Parasites from
Parasite
eating.
Exactly.
I guess pork specifically is
Stay away
going to give you more like microparasites.
Mhm.
And so she's
just
doing a
not gonna
parasite cleanse.
I'm just
Why
not
isn't
gonna
pork being tested?
And pork's so
You know,
disgusting when
'cause
you think about it.
you
I
know
don't
who
want to
owns-
go
you know
down
who-
the vegan rabbit hole too far, but when you kill a pig, you have to do it in one shot when they kill them because otherwise they'll
It taint-
excrete
it's-
toxins and poison
It taints
through
the
the
meat.
meat. Taints the meat, brother.
meat.
No,
Anything though, cow, everything.
all that.
chicken,
You got
yeah.
All
pop,
animals.
one
Yeah,
shot.
All
Dude,
animals.
Yep.
Otherwise, all that
And
trauma
they better be happy.
and pain goes into
Stress.
stress.
Mhm.
All that goes into the meat.
Cortisol.
And then
Yes,
you're eating all that shit along with the parasites. Talk about an entourage effect. Oh boy, my God! Anybody got a salad?
Ugh.
Speaking of killing,
Dude, that shit
when you
is
got to
crazy.
take down the plants, do you do it in the dark or do you do it during the day? Or do you do it in the morning, the sunrise?
I'm not actually on the cultivation team. Every grower's got their own technique.
Yeah.
Me, myself, I like to do it at night.
Yeah.
I like to do it when the room's dark,
Mm.
or I go out at night, or at dawn,
When they're sleeping?
at the beginning of dawn before the day starts.
Usually when you water
Yeah,
them.
or right when they're about to perk up in the morning, they release more, they excrete resins. So if you do it at dawn and when they come up, you'll even notice the leaves, like your plants at night if you grow outdoors.
Just watch the
Yeah.
leaves.
Right?
The leaves will tell you
Right?
everything you need to know.
Dog, they'll be all like this. And you wake up and them shits will be like
Yeah.
this. You be like, that motherfucker's alive over there.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's
ain't
what
no
I'm saying.
question about it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, that's some real living soil back there. It's like
Yeah.
fucking Thriller.
It's
Ah,
over
but
there.
at the end of the
It's over
day,
there- it's over there
at the end of the
talking to
day-
me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you got to kill it.
Yeah.
You know? to
So
make-
I like to
what do you-
just, before I harvest too, I like to give it one last haircut.
Mm.
Just like
Ooh,
a
yeah, you can.
vicious haircut. And then a couple of days, let it bounce back a sec, and then cut it at like dawn or in the evening.
Mm.
But that's just me.
Yeah.
And when I
Hell
do
yeah.
it indoor, I do it in the dark
Yeah.
with the lamp on.
Yeah.
Nerd alert.
Mining
Yeah,
back
whatever.
then.
you
Mining
gotta do it.
lamp.
Yeah.
Green light.
Yeah.
Red light go.
Hell yeah. Hey, this has been a blast, Elrock. I'm
Yeah.
stoned.
Yeah,
I'm lit.
me
This
too.
is great.
Let's go.
Thank you for having me on, you guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
That
You're
was
a cool
fun.
ass dude. This
Yeah.
is super fun.
Yeah.
What get you back on here eventually?
Hey,
For
man,
sure.
y'all tell me. Yeah, just tell me
Yeah.
when it's go time, man.
Yeah.
I want to know some of that backstage shit. I know everyone.
Oh, yeah. Hey, next time I'm going to
Episode
bring
2.
y'all some.
Are you the plug?
I'll
Are you
bring
the
y'all-
entertainment plug?
No, I'm not. No.
I didn't want to say that.
No. But next time I
Yeah.
come, if I'm invited back, bro, I'll bring you guys some Grateful Dead tickets from the 90s.
What?
Yeah, no
Respect.
doubt, no doubt.
Respect.
Shout out to the ticket office.
You can
Yeah.
find him.
Ticket
Shout out to
office?
my mama.
You can
You
find
know,
him at
Christine.
The
We
Real
love you.
Rock.
Yeah.
The Real Elrock.
Yes, sir. At the Real Elrock on Twitter and IG. Give me a follow. Give me a holler. At Skypack_farms. At Panoramic Gardens. Check us out, man.
There it is.
We for
Let's
the
go.
culture.
One
Let
harvest,
go.
one love. Peace.